Hello, welcome to my June 2013 video game pickups video. I'm actually going to start with a game that I've owned for like the longest time, but I lent it to a friend, so I never had a opportunity to show it on screen, and that is Deadly Premonition, which actually just recently came out on the PS3 via a director's cut. And I absolutely love this. I quote a lot of the lines from this game on a regular basis. And yeah, it's not the greatest crafted game in the world, but it's kind of weird that the graphics are terrible, the gameplay is just horrendous in places, the dialogue is cheesy, the whole premise is ridiculous, but yet somehow it all comes together and it works. I don't understand why, but it just works, and it's just really a great experience if anything else. And if you have not played it, I highly recommend you do, because you will not play anything like this generation, I can guarantee that. And also saying I did buy this month, but it's kind of miscellaneous. It's not an actual game, but it's a strategy guide for Red Faction 2, which I got for like £1 in an Oxfam shop. It's actually priced as £13 new, so yeah, I thought £1, why not? I've not got many strategy cards. I got a few. I got a couple of the GTAs and Resi 4 and Metal Gear Solid 3, things like that. So, but yeah, it's nice to sort of pick one up now and again. And now I come to the actual games I bought this month. Starting with the obvious, and that is the Last of Us. Don't really need to say much about this other than, for me anyway, it is the best game I've played so far this year. Even more so than Bioshock Infinite. Mainly because like the ending here was like, you kind of knew what was coming, but it made sense other than the sort of Vince Russo style script that the Bioshock Infinite ending had. But yeah, I just, the whole atmosphere and it doesn't use a lot of music in this game, but when it does, it really it's at important times. And obviously the graphics, it's also, it's not an action game like Uncharted is. It's more like a stealth / sort of survival horror type game, and it's like a combination of like the Tomb Raider sort of crafting from the newest Tomb Raider, and also a lot of stealth in the style of like Metal Gear Solid or Splinter Cell. And yeah, it all comes together really nicely. It's a fantastic story as well. Highly recommended. And the other game I bought new was The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Legendary Edition. Now I did actually buy Skyrim when it first came out, but when I heard that they were releasing this edition with all the DLC that's been released, it's basically like a Game of the Year edition. I just sort of traded my original copy of Skyrim in, just so I could sort of wait for this, and sort of save up as well. And yeah, Skyrim, like, you know what Skyrim is, it's an amazing game. Next up is some games I bought online, and this one is my most recent purchase, and that is Shadow Hearts. Got it for a pretty decent price, and yeah, it's a pretty damn good game by the looks of it. It's an RPG with like an interesting sort of battle system, and I heard that it was originally supposed to be a PS1 game, but I think Midway sort of pushed it as like an early sort of PS2 title, and it does show in parts, but it's still pretty damn good. And the other game I bought sort of semi-new from an online website, and that's Saints Row the full package. Saints Row the Third, the full package, I should say. And yeah, again, this comes with like all the DLC and stuff. I've had a habit recently of getting like Game of the Year editions and stuff like that, just so I can get like all the DLC on the disc rather than have to download it. But yeah, I've absolutely adored this game when it first came out. I don't know whether it was better than Saints Row 2. Obviously, physics-wise and graphically, it was better, but and it was definitely like entertainment. It kind of veered a little bit too left field of crazy, but yeah, it's quite a unique sort of game in terms of its wackiness. Next up is some games I bought at Game, which I don't really do that often anymore. I wish they'd bring back Electronics Boutiques, to be honest, because I absolutely loved that as a kid. But anyway, I digress. First up, we have Mario 64 DS and the Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Now, they had like a buy one get one free deal for like DS games, and I decided to go for Mario 64 DS, and because Mario 64 DS was around like 25, which is a little bit steep, but seeing as you can get a game for free, I decided to go with like Spirit Tracks, and basically it amounted to like $12.50 each, which is pretty damn good for two very good games, and yeah, I'm just very happy with that. And I also bought Blue Dragon for about £8. I've already got the other sort of big Xbox exclusive RPG, which is Lost Odyssey, and that's fantastic. And I've played a bit of this. It's not bad. It's not as good as Lost Odyssey by any means, but yeah, it's still decent. And next up, we got some games that I bought at CEX in like one of their stores. I traded a lot of stuff in recently, and I managed to get all of this for like £10. So yeah, which is pretty crazy when you see what's coming up here. I saw the 360 games. Mafia 2, fantastic game, excellent story. PGR 4, really good racing game. I miss Bizarre Creations, fantastic company. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. I did actually download this one like when it first came out, but again I was sort of like, I might as well just get this. I mean, I thought about getting the Game of the Year edition, but to be honest, the main story and Undead Nightmare are the only things that are going to work once you can't play online anymore, so I thought I'd just get it separately. One Wii game, Kirby's Epic Yarn. Quite unique game. It's sort of kind of cutesy, and I hear you can't die, but I like sort of games a little bit like unique, so yeah. For like quite a few PS2 games here, Tekken 5. Love the game, hate Jinpachi. Mortal Kombat Deception. This was the one that had all these sort of mini games. It had like its own sort of RPG. It had like the chess and the sort of puzzle combat, which is sort of like Puzzle Fighter, I guess. Soul Calibur 3. Didn't like it as much as Soul Calibur 2, but it had an interesting sort of story mode, which I thought was kind of worth picking up again. Lego Star Wars 2. This is the original trilogy. X-Men Legends, which I've heard very good things about. And finally for that, Urban Reign, which is pretty good sort of. It's a pretty good like Now it's sort of like that Tekken Force mode that Namco made for like the Tekken games, but it's sort of like fully fleshed out, and it's sort of got its own original story with original characters, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. And finally, seeing as I got Spirit Tracks, I thought I might as well get this, and that's Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Not a huge fan of this one personally when I first bought it, but again, like it came, I only had to pay like £10 in total for these, so I thought I'll just pick this one up as well. And yeah, it was really good. Okay, that's it for part one. There is even more, yeah, if you can believe it. So yeah, I'll see you again for part two.